Hello everyone. In this video we'll talk about TIFR JEE Bills type question. This is session number 3. At any point if you want to go for session number 1 and 2 you can find them in I button. So click on the I button to get all those sessions. Now TIFR JEE Bills is especially difficult for many of you because you don't have a fixed trend and there are no practice sessions or there is no practice book for these things, and majority of these questions are thought-provoking questions which you don't find in general MCQ practice books. So in this video we'll practice again 4 questions. Each of these questions are really thought-provoking. We won't have an answer in this video, but in the next video I'll give all these answers. So stay tuned and try to solve these questions. If you know the answer, then put it in the comment. Okay, now if you are thinking what is the standard of question, how can you practice your question, develop your thought process, then this video is for you. But before that, if you want more practice, you can also join my Unacademy course. The prices are all-time low right now. If you want to take a subscription, all the link is provided in the description. You can use my code AP10 to get a 10% discount, and right now the final price is only 10,000 for 12 months and 14,000 for 24 months. It's really less. Okay, question number 1. As a researcher, you are studying a role of transcription factor TFX. In order to understand where this TFX is localized, you have performed a fluorescence in situ hybridization which detects it in the motor neurons and in interneurons. So two different type of neurons, your mRNA of transcription factor X is present. Okay, next you performed a co-immunostaining by using well characterized monoclonal antibody against transcription factor X and a generic motor neuron / interneuron marker. So you do co-labeling. So you want to mark the motor neuron and the interneuron and see whether transcription factor X is present in those neurons or not. So these are proteins, right? When you try to detect using monoclonal antibodies, you are detecting the protein. So the immunohistochemistry could not detect any signal corresponding to TFX in the motor neuron, where the mRNA was present, right? Earlier, the previous experiment shows that fish can detect mRNA corresponding to transcription factor X in motor neurons, right? Now the protein is not detectable in motor neurons, but it is detectable in the interneurons. So what you could interpret from this experiment? So in this question there is a detailed experimental sequence and you have to interpret this experiment to answer this question. The answers are: antibody was polyclonal and it could not detect the protein. There could be motor neuron specific mechanism that repress translation. There could be microRNA mediated degradation of TFX mRNA. Both B and C are correct. So I'm waiting for your answer. If you know this answer or if you understand this answer, put it in the comment. Okay, this is question number 1. But I'll explain this question in next video. Okay, then there is another question. It's all again from molecular biology. It says chromodomain and bromodomain containing proteins function as a reader which can read specific methylation and acetylation marks respectively, right? You have identified a novel protein which has 2 bromodomains and 1 chromodomain. Looking at this structural information, what could be hypothesized about the function, right? So the options that are provided are: the protein could be capable of reading modification marks in 2 adjacent histone tails of same nucleosome, or it might also recognize modification marks in different histone tails of 2 different nucleosomes. Option B: it is possible to hypothesize that instead of having one reader domain, when multiple domain is present, several different way of readability could be encoded, which brings out the complexity of regulation. Option C says both A and B are true, and option D says A is true but B is false. So this particular question is pretty complicated, but again see the type of question, the proforma. What is bromodomain and chromodomain you might not know, but they have provided the information. right? That bromodomain and chromodomain is specific, like a barcode scanner. It scans for methylation or acetylation. Now let's say if you have a combinatorial bromodomain and chromodomain, what could be the benefit? Like what could you think about the function of that protein based on the structural information, right? So you need to predict that, and that is basically the question. So try to answer this question in the comment. Okay, here is question number 3. Given on the ChIP-seq profile of two proteins, which of the following observation is correct? So you have two transcription factors, transcription factor X and Y, and the ChIP-seq profile is provided. By the way, guys, if you want to learn more about fluorescence in situ hybridization, immunofluorescence, or let's say ChIP-seq, or let's say these nucleosome remodeling complex, everything is provided in the I button. I'll provide all the video links. Okay. So you can see the profiles corresponding to two transcription factors, and these are the options. Transcription factor X and Y are very similar in terms of their gene expression capability. Both the transcription factor binds to TSS only. Transcription factor Y leads to expression of very specific genes, while transcription factor X is involved in expression of broad category of genes. Nothing can be concluded from this data. That's the last option. So again, if you understand this question and you have that answer, put it in the comment section. This is question number 3. And the last question of the day, question number 4. You have discovered a drug that is thought to turn on growth signaling pathway which involves phosphorylation of kinase A. You have performed the Western blot using monoclonal antibodies against kinase A / phosphorylated version of kinase A and obtained the following Western blot result. What could be interpreted from that result? So this is basically your result. So the above panel is basically corresponding to kinase A, total kinase A, and the next panel is for phosphorylated version of kinase A, and last one is beta actin. And you have 3 replicates of each. One side you have no agonist, agonist means in this case the drug, and another side you have the drug treatment. And see the result carefully. And from this result, you have to interpret what is true for this particular experiment. The options are: phosphorylation of kinase A is enhanced upon adding the agonist. Phosphorylation of kinase A is inhibited upon adding the agonist. Addition of agonist has no effect on phosphorylation of kinase A. Then which of the following, last answer is none of the interpretation is correct. So if you understand it, try to answer it, and this is question number 4, so put it in the comment. And if you like this kind of questions and if you think these are thought-provoking, comment and let me know. I'll post more videos for you guys. Next video I'll solve all of these questions. Okay, so there would be session number 4 for TIFR JG Bills. In that particular video I'll solve all these 4 questions, give all the explanations and start the new questions, right? I hope this was useful. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.